Hi, I'm Chef Shalhoub and welcome. I'm going to teach you how to make bruschetta today. That's a really nice Italian appetizer that's very simple. It involves a baguette of bread, a tomato, any kind, but Roma is the traditional one, some basil and garlic, extra virgin olive oil. I have here some kosher salt and some fresh cracked pepper. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is to make our topping. Our topping is made with the tomato and the basil, and I have a little bowl to put everything in. When you are making an appetizer like this, you want the pieces of the tomato to be very small because you're going to be putting it in your mouth and you don't want to have your mouth gaping wide open like an alligator. So you start out by making small slices on the tomato. Okay, and then you just stack them on top of each other, and you make small slices in the other direction. Turn it again, and then now you have small dice. So it's really nice. You just put it in the bowl, and you keep going until you're finished. So depending on how many people you're serving, it will depend on how many tomatoes you want to cut. So there's no hard, fast rule as to how many to use. But you want to keep them small. All right. If you don't like it too juicy, you can always take out the seeds. But I'm kind of like the type of person that doesn't like to waste food, so if it's juicy or not, I still use it. Okay, and that's it for the tomato. All right, then we want to have at least 2 large leaves of basil. Now the way we want to cut the basil is called chiffonade. Chiffonade is a style of cutting where you take your leaves and you stack them on top of each other, and you're going to roll it up really, really tight. And you're just going to do this nice rocking action. Ooh, runaway tomatoes there. Nice rocking action, and you're going to get those basil leaves cut very, very thin. It's going to look like confetti if you were to open it up. Okay, so kind of like confetti, but we don't want to have strings of basil on our bread, so we want to chop them up some more. So just kind of like give it a good chop. Okay, and we're just going to add that to our tomato. So we want to put a good pinch of salt, put in some fresh cracked pepper. Smells good already. And then we want to mix it all around. You want the basil to touch all the pieces of tomato. So this way we get a nice flavor all the way around. And while we are cutting the bread, this is just going to mellow out. It's just going to hang out a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to clean off my board a little bit, get it dry. So now for the baguette of bread. Did you know that the word baguette is French and it means stick? Yep, like a walking stick. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so let's just go ahead and start right here in the middle. All right, so you want to use your fingers nice and curled, and you want to estimate maybe about a ½ an inch or so. You don't want your bread too thin because then it'll get way too crispy, and you don't want it too thick because then you have to open your mouth really big, and that's no fun. So you want to have it a manageable size so that you can eat it and look sophisticated at the same time. So we're all about sophistication. Keep your fingers out of the way, and always watch where your knife is going. You don't drive without looking at the road, right? So you have to watch where the knife is going too, in addition to all of that. Okay, I think that's enough for now. All right, so now we have our bread. The next thing we're going to do, now there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can either dip the toast, the bread, one side only into the olive oil, Or you can just put some olive oil in a pan. It could be cast iron skillet. or a special non-stick skillet. I'm just going to put enough in here to kind of like roll it around and get it nice and coated. Okay, just like so. And then I'm going to put my bread into the pan and I'm going to put it on the fire. So we're going to wait for it to come to a sizzle, and we're looking for golden brown. So this will take just a couple of minutes. That's all, not a problem. Okay, very good. All right, so I have my tongs here and I'm going to check my bread. Oh, I see that it's starting to sizzle and bubble over here. So you want to get a close-up on this. And not quite, almost, it's getting there. Okay, so what we're looking for is a golden brown. I estimate maybe 1 more minute and we're good to go. Now, while I'm waiting for the bread to get nice and golden brown, I'm going to take my clove of garlic. Now the garlic kind of grows up like this in a cluster, and this is what I'm going to call the south pole. So I just want to cut a little bit off the south pole so that I have a raw edge here. When you take your bread off of the stove, you want to rub the garlic on it as soon as possible, because that's when the garlic is going to melt into the bread and just make it so delicious and yummy. All right, let's check it again. Okay, wow, we're ready. Turn off your fire, never leave a fire unattended. I'm just going to put this here so you can see how lovely it looks. Oh my goodness. I could just eat this like it is right now. Nothing like olive oil and bread. Wow. That is absolutely perfect if I do say so myself. Never put a hot pan on top of a table because it can burn somebody later on. All right, now if you're okay with touching something hot, you take your clove of garlic and you just rub it right over on the bread, and you can see it just start to melt right into the toast. Okay? Now if it's too hot for you, you just take your tongs and you steady the bread and just rub the garlic right on there. It has to have the garlic, otherwise it's not bruschetta. Okay, we're almost done. So you don't want to do too many at one time because then the bread cools off and it's no good. It has to be hot. Last one. Okay, don't want to miss any place. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. So get that all set up. And we have our basil and tomato. And all you do is just top it, each piece of bread. Now, if you want to be extra fancy, you can. You can put slivers of Parmesan cheese. You could put some goat cheese. You could put feta cheese if you want to. But this is just supposed to be an appetizer. It's not supposed to be like a full meal. I mean, look how lovely that is. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful colors. Wow, the colors of the Italian flag. All right. And I like the juices too, so don't throw anything away. Okay, let's get a close-up of this. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. It is so delicious. Now, if you don't want to use white bread, you can purchase whole wheat baguette bread. It's up to you. But you know, the Italians always use white bread, and it is so good. Here's to garlic breath. I bet you wish you were here. I do too. You can help me clean up.
Zoom to your face or zoom to the point where it's like you see everything?
Like chest up for
chest
the
up?
beginning for our intro, because zooming in my face, it might be a little scary. Hey, you know, you never know. Okay, hi, I'm Chef Shelhu and welcome. I'm going to show you how to make bruschetta today. Yes, bruschetta, not bruschetta. I learned how to say that from Giada. She's Italian, and so I say bruschetta. Some fresh garlic, salt, and pepper. And so, this is test number 4 or 5. We're testing to see if the sound is echoing. It kind of echoes in my head. I hear an echo in my head.
You hear an echo in there?
I hear an echo in my head.
Turn it down if you hear an echo.
No, it's okay. Oh, I should turn it down? I'm looking in the back. And I forgot the spoon. I could shoot myself.
This one really came out to be looking
as we freeze in anticipation. Let me get a trash can. This should be funny. You have outtakes. Ciao.